So, like, who do we pick? I mean, there's Karma. Karma's kind of interesting because, in the whole cross-dressing, the guy reminds me of Chef Lydion. Even though Chef Lydion wasn't really, like, it's not a fairy tale. It's like, it's kind of historical fact, actually. Sort of, it's a little, like, romanticized, I guess. There was even an anime about Chef Lydion, I believe. I didn't watch it, though. I don't know. And obviously, there's Chef Lydion in Fake Grand Order. Kind of reminds me of that, but probably different, though. Probably not exactly the same. Considering that Karma is a big old narcissistic, or narcissistic? You say it? Narcissist, yes. So there's that. Rumple's the playboy. There's Rod. I feel like Rod is the most normal one out of, everyone here. Despite being, like, mute. Like, it doesn't really affect him, considering he has, like, a magical puppet to talk for him, so it doesn't really matter that he can't talk, because he can talk in a weird way. But again, the recommended order, I believe, is just choose Rod. I don't know. I mean, we're gonna go through all of them, I believe, so might as well just pick the Rod first. Why not? Let's just learn more about the prince, maybe. I assume, picking these choices, who do we hang out with, basically, will make us go down their paths, right? Their endings or whatever. Let's go Ada or stepbrother, Rod came to the Martian today to discuss something with Parfait. This is just the third time he has visited the tavern since I've been here. I wonder what he discusses with Parfait. Rod's eyebrows furrow as soon as he sees me enter the room. Oh, it seems like the princess has something she would like to speak with you about, Prince Rod. He probably already knows why I'm here. Well, thank you, Prince Rod, for telling me about this. I shall leave you with the princess now. Rod's expression turns grim. He clearly disapproves of me even just being in the same room as him. As soon as Parfait leaves, he shoots a glare in my direction. What do you want? All I have done is enter the room and he's already angry. I'm so not used to being treated like this by him. I'm here to ask you about goodness. You are asking the wrong person, Lisette. Did I make the right choice in choosing to come to him? I do not intend to help you break your curse, no matter what Lady Parfait says. Pardon? Emelina and my mother have tried to be kind to you many times, but you only ever respond with disrespect and cruelty. Cruelty? You think I've been cruel to them? How else would you describe your behavior? Why am I suddenly the one at fault? Their coming to the palace made my life miserable. I'm the victim here, not them. The others may think you're capable of goodness, but I severely doubt it. I do not wish to work with you, so do not come to me for help. Excuse me. He turns around and begins to walk away, leaving me to stand alone in the room, even angrier than I was before. How dare he treat me like this? I grab his arm and pull around so that he's facing me. I refuse him to let him belittle me like this, especially when I'm making a conscious effort to change. What if I can help you break your curse? Will you help me then? Rod fixes me with an icy stare as he pulls away. I don't intend to break my curse. What? Because it doesn't really, it's not too bad for him, because he does have his little, like, Sebi, right, Sebastian for him, so, I mean, unless something happens to, I guess, what was it? I already forgot. The fairy, the fairy, basically. Good old fairy. If something happens to her, or, I guess he loses Sebastian, or someone takes it, or somehow Sebastian loses his power, then maybe it'd be bad, but otherwise, for the moment, anyway, it's not too bad. For the most part, he's still probably living a pretty okay life. Better than average, actually, since he's prince. He's in nobility and everything. It's great. Everything's going swell for Rod. Rod shoots me one last glare before he leaves the Martian, leaving me to stand there confused. If he does not intend to break his curse, then why is he even here? I stare in horror at the floor. Gravel and sand are embedded between the floorboards. The wood beneath my feet are covered in a thick muck. Well, that's what happens when you have cleaning duties. Your work is never done. Oh no. Stop! Yamero! I never thought I'd see this. The princess is actually sweeping. I'd say it's more like the broom is sweeping and the princess is just along for the ride. Lady Parfait, your orders have arrived. Where should I put them? Out the back, please. Thank you. Yeah, her name's Parfait. I don't know, I forget it's Parfait. It's Parfait, you know? Like the dessert. I glare at Garland as he begins to move. You! You are dirtying the floor! Sorry! Garland dashes across the floor with long steps in an attempt to leave as few footprints as possible. This was Dolores' doing, wasn't it? Isn't it obvious? This has witch having fun written all over it. I need water. Wow, completely spotless. You are the worst. Don't be mad at the broom, princess. It's only trying to help. It's doing nothing but making my life miserable. Lady Parfait, I must speak with you. Evil, you know. I assume this is just a generic wish, but like, you know, when you have no eyes and you have a creepy smile, you look super evil. I don't know. I look up the witch that has just entered. She's a regular, the Martian, according to Parfait and Delora, a good witch. She doesn't look good, and she looks really evil. But anyway, she orders tea here from time to time. She has mud on her shoes. Why is she glaring at me like that? I believe it's because of your shoes, dear. I've just cleaned the floor. Oh, I'm sorry. I will clean up after myself right away. Good. We'll just become the janitor of this tavern forever, you know? Just get angry at people for, you know, making a mess and everything. The princess is something else. I've never seen a witch so frightened for someone before. Yeah. The witch hurriedly cleans up the tracks she made coming in before going to speak, before going to speak with Parfait. Even though Parfait says that Delora and this witch are good, I do not trust her judgment. Especially not when she considers Delora, who ruined my life, a good person. Put the broom back in its resting place before double-checking my work. Now that I'm done, I continue working on breaking my curse. Whom should I ask for help today? Again, I'm trying to pursue Rod because, again, the store page does mention go to Rod first. You know, and you know, I'm not exactly thrilled to interact with Rumple. I don't know. He's always Rumple. And Karma might be interesting. And we'll go Rod for it. Actually, going for Rod, maybe. Yeah, it is like probably a good choice because this dynamic where he like hates our guts. You know, it's kind of interesting. I want to see what happens actually. I glance over at Rod as he enters the tavern. That was almost perfect timing. He told me that he does not intend to break his curse, yet here he is again. Rod must sense my eyes on him because the minute he walks in, he turns to look at me. His expression is as cold as unmoving as always. He pointedly leaves the tavern area and enters the reception. I follow after him. Just stalk after him. I told you to find someone else. What can I do to make you stop hating me? What? You said that whatever I had done to you and your family was bad, so if I reverse that, I might get a good deed. You truly don't understand how goodness works, do you? I would not be asking of you if I did. Rod closes his eyes and rubs the back of his neck. He looks thoughtful, but also irritated. I intend to break my curse as soon as possible, and I will do whatever it takes. And it seems to me that the easiest way to achieve a good deed is to fix the supposedly bad things I've already done. So you're gonna help me or not? Tell Lady Parfait we'll see her another time. Okay. He leaves the room without answering my question. I ball my hands in the fist. He calls me the cruel one. He just leaves, just like, screw you, princess, bye-bye. A month has passed and I've yet to complete even one good deed. Not for any lack of trying, though. I've been asking around for advice on how to be a good person and received various answers. What makes someone good? I'd say being selfless. I think it's important to consider another person's feelings. Patience. The ability to soothe even the most broken of hearts. Forget I asked. Bravery. Loyalty. You must be beautiful both on the inside and out. Right. I don't know about that. Must I be all of those things in order to be good? You know, on like the good guy team or whatever? According to Parfait, I cannot just pretend. It has to come from my heart. So, okay, so I guess you can't just, you know, I don't know, help an old lady cross the street just so you get some free points. I don't know, you can't just do that. I guess not. You actually have to just, like, really consider it as a good deed, I guess. That's something you're doing, you know, not just to break the curse, but actually want to do, I guess. I place my hand on my chest and consider the steady pulse of my heartbeat. That would not be easy. I close my eyes, thinking of all the possible ways I might be able to break my curse, but in the end, my mind is blank. Mother, what am I supposed to do? Dream. Your personal feelings are nothing but a weakness for others to exploit. That is why you do not show them. You only show them that you are strong. Yes, Mother. You must not let false kindness deceive you. People will use niceties to trick you into exploiting your weak emotions. But you can trust me, Lucette. I will never hurt you. I will never lie to you. I am all you need. Ah yes, thank you, Yandere Mother. I love you, Lucette. I love you too, Mother. This is how a Yandere acts. How are those lessons of yours going? I hope you're not giving anyone a difficult time. I am the only one having a difficult time. Have you tried pairing up with someone? Pairing up? Some of the people in this tavern pair up to assist each other. 2 heads are better than 1, as they say. It's not a bad idea, but the problem is with her. Who's going to volunteer to pair up with the Ice Princess? He has a point. People may not glare at me anymore, but it does not escape me that I'm still disliked. Most of the boarders of the Martian volunteered to help her, remember? I haven't heard any of them retract their offers. It's only a matter of time. Stop it, Elora. It's your choice, Princess. Pairing up is only a suggestion. Would pairing up with someone really help me break my curse? What if they end up being an annoyance instead? Princess? Excuse me, Princess. I'm sorry for disturbing you, but you've just been staring at your tray and the customer's waiting for his order. Of course. Dolores has me helping Anise today. The Martian is unexpectedly busy and they cannot keep up with all the customers. Stop daydreaming, Lucette. The food doesn't deliver itself. I do not need you to tell me that. I stretch out of my bed. The stiff mattress does little to soothe my aching muscles. I was on my feet the entire day struggling to keep up with the steady stream of people that came into the Martian. I wonder why. Is that because just more curses lately? Or is it just the same people, but they just, you know, wanted to just go to the Martian all at the same time? I don't know. Is it a coincidence? I've never seen the Martian this busy. I roll into my stomach and bury my face into my pillow. My arms and leg protest the movement. I refuse to live this type of life much longer. I need to break this curse as soon as possible. Why don't you pair up with someone? Well, pairing up might not be such a bad idea. Okay. Oh, we get to just choose. Okay. So maybe the choices that we made back then were just extra scenes. And I guess yeah, 2 people are locked. Isn't it Archer, I guess, or whatever? There's another guy. Did we see this guy? I don't know. I don't remember him. There's Karma. There's Playboy. There's our brother that hates us. But it's totally fine. I mean, I was gonna say incest, but it's fine because we're step siblings. It's fine. Yeah, you choose them. We're gonna do that. We're just gonna do that. I'm gonna save. More slots. Wow. I will ask Rod if he will pair up with me. I know we do not have a good relationship. Rod has spared no effort in telling me how cruel I have been to his family. But I feel that rectifying whatever mistakes I made with them might be an easy way to get 3 good deeds. Oh, this is gonna be very interesting. Well, Lucette, did he tell you that he didn't want to break his curse? But, yes, but that may not be the whole truth. He's still reluctant to break his curse despite all the advice I've offered him. Perhaps you'll be able to encourage him where I could not. I do not care if he does not break his curse, or does not want to break his curse. I will need him to help me remedy the supposedly bad things I've done to his family. I believe that would be the easiest way to break my curse. But the problem is that I rarely see him here. He's usually at the palace. In order for this arrangement to work, I will need him, or will need to be in the palace. I, for one, think it's a terrible idea, but what if... Laura's voice trails off. He averts her gaze to the floor. Her expression is a mixture of anxiety and solemn consideration. What if what? Is there something I should know? Both the witch and the fairy just stare at me silently. After a few moments, Parfait speaks. You'll be far away from us, Princess. We will not be able to assist you. Witches could be lying in wait for you, knowing that you're the true crown princess of Angel. They might seek to use you for their own purposes. What sorts of purposes? Why would the witches be after me in the first place? Many of them have been corrupted by the Tenebratum. Darkness has invaded their hearts, making them bitter. Many of them simply want to see the fairytale curses continue on undisturbed. This is all just speculation, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Well, what would you have me to do? What would you have me to do? Delora? I have an idea. I think I can get her into the palace and make sure there's someone there to look out for her. How? Just trust me. Tomorrow the Ice Princess returns to her palace. I have a bad feeling about this. Okay, I guess we're a maid. So much irony, I guess. All of the irony. This cannot be happening. Don't dilly-dally. The princess will soon be awake inspecting her new maid. I close my eyes and suppress the urge to groan. How is it that Laura was able to turn me into Emmeline's personal maid? She thought this would be funny, didn't she? Well, I will make her pay for this. I expect you not to be late again. We have very strict rules on how the palace staff should behave. I am not exactly sure how Delora managed this. She told me she was going to cast a spell on me and that would be over as soon as I opened my eyes. I closed my eyes and sure enough when I opened them I found myself here in the maid uniform. What did she do? The maid continues to babble at me. How annoying. I pretend to listen to her as she leads me through the palace hallways. Emmeline and Aurora's chambers are located here. Oh! We come to a halt when Emmeline suddenly appears from around the corner. Your Highness? The maid ducks into a neat curtsy. Emmeline's eyes meet mine. I tenses away for any signs of recognition from her, but she only gives me a curious look, as if wondering who I am. She clearly does not recognize me. The maid suddenly reaches back and pulls on my shoulder, forcing me into a bow. You are in front of the Crown Princess of Angel. Show some respect, girl. My apologies, Your Highness. She is new and clearly needs to be taught some manners. Excuse me? Oh, please, there's no need for that. Who is she trying to achieve by pretending to be kind to a palace maid? Who is she trying to fool? Your Highness, this is your new personal maid. Emmeline glances at the maid, looking confused. Why do I need a personal maid? It is by the king's orders, Princess. Emmeline turns to look at me again. What is your name? She's talking to you, girl. I scowl at the maid before facing Emmeline. I cannot believe I fallen so low that I'm now being ordered around by a maid. Lucette. It's excuse. Need some water. Excuse me. Gotta hydrate. Make sure your throat is not too dry when you're reading a visual novel. It's nice to meet you, Lisette. I hope we can get along. When I do not respond, Emmeline's face falls. I was just heading to breakfast with my family. Of course, Lucette will escort you to the dining hall. I raise my eyebrows to the maid, irritated. There's no need for concern, I can get there on my own. I breathe a sigh of relief. I'm not here to babysit her. The maid leans forward and whispers something in my ear. I don't know how it is that you landed in this position, but you owe the royal family your diligence and respect. If you continue to show disrespect, I will be having a word with the king. The maid pushes me forward and I'm forced to stand next to Emmeline. She will escort you to the dining hall, Your Highness. Your job requires you that she follows you everywhere in case you require assistance with anything. Excuse me. But it was time for breakfast. Princess Emmeline. Emmeline frowns and looks at me. I'm so sorry. What's she apologizing for? Good morning. Good morning. It seems you have met your personal maid. That has inexplicitly been assigned to you out of nowhere, as if by magic. The king's eyes widen as soon as he spots me. You look familiar, as if you were my daughter or something. It's weird. Does he recognize me? I feel a little tremble in my heart as I consider that hope. Are you not the girl who came to the gates before? Oh, okay. He remembers that. I deflate with a soundless sigh. I need to drink some more water. I don't know, I'm so thirsty. He remembers me as a peasant. This is the first time I'm meeting you as Emmeline's personal maid. What's your name? Lucette. That is a lovely name. We are glad to have you here, Lucette. The king gives me a warm smile. The softness of his gaze makes me angry. He never treated me so kindly when he remembered me as his own daughter. Emmeline takes her seat while I stand the walls beside the other maids and butlers. Did I always say Emmeline? Is it Emmeline? Emmeline? I think it's Emmeline, I don't know. The door opens and Rod walks inside. He greets the king, Ophelia, and then his sister. He's just about to take his seat when his eyes suddenly fall on me. The shock is apparent on his face, yeah. Rod, is something wrong? I see there's a new maid on staff. His tone is almost as accusatory. I bristle at his words and am about to say something when Ophelia speaks. She is Emmeline's new personal maid, Lucette. Rod stares at me for a few moments, his expression unreadable. Eventually, he moves to take his seat. I stand silent and watch the royal family eat their breakfast. The small area is filled with happy conversation. The four of them smile at each other when they speak. It isn't easy to see how comfortable they all are with one another. When I was still here, our meals were always so quiet. But everyone looks so happy now. I bite my lip to will the heavy feeling away. Rod told me that before, but I did not want to believe him. I turned back to the conversation at hand. We have something very important to discuss with you, Emmeline. Oh? I have brought this up before, but now the matter is more pressing. Is this about... Yes, this is about the ball. Ophelia gives the king a disapproving look. Dear, I know it seems a strange proposition, but this is a royal tradition. Emmeline is at a suitable marrying age, and the ball may yet help her find a suitor. But a husband... Emmeline's cheeks are tinted pink. A royal ball for Emmeline. For her to find a husband? I never would have agreed to such a thing. The king never forced me into one because he knew that. I will not force you to marry someone you do not love, Emmeline. We agreed on this ball to uphold tradition. All eligible bachelors will be invited in 4 months' time. You will choose the men you want to court you. I did find my true love through a ball, after all. He glances at Ophelia, who responds with a fond smile. Her expression falls back into something more worried when she looks at her daughter. But what if I can't choose anyone? We will throw one ball as per tradition. We will not force you into another ball if you do not find a suitor, but we must hold traditions at least once. Perhaps this will push you to think more about the future. I will not put any added pressure on you, Emmeline, but I will be happy to see grandchildren before I have to give up my throne. I'm not getting any younger, you know. Father. I can tell that the king is trying to make light of the situation, but there is an undertone of seriousness. Emmeline eventually sighs and slowly nods. I understand. My gaze shifts to Rod to search for a reaction, but his expression is impassive. No reaction at all. Did he know this was going to happen? But can I really be the princess of the kingdom of Angel? The princess of the kingdom of Angel deserves? I feel so unprepared. You are the crown princess of Angel. You must be confident. Emmeline looks down, looking genuinely distressed. I'm finished. May I be excused? But sweetheart, you barely touched your food. You may. Emmeline stands up and ducks into a quick curtsy before rushing from the room. I do not move until I feel Rod's glare at me. I realize I'm meant to follow Emmeline. Excuse me. I curtsy and follow after Emmeline. Yeah, we are her personal maid. You know, maybe we learn more about her. I don't know. Like, she's so happy and optimistic all the time, but I don't know. We know that Lucette always is suspicious of her, you know. Is she always this way? Or is she always the perfect princess all the time? I don't know. I barely make it a few steps away from the dining hall before the door flies open and Rod is rushing after me. What are you doing here? We don't have time for this. Bye-bye. Rod begins to advance toward me, but he stops in his tracks when I speak. I do not have time to argue with you, Rod. If you are here to break your curse, then you're not getting help from me. You are not the only person I can ask for help. I turn away from him to follow after Emmeline, but Rod grabs my arm. I stop and turn to glare at him. What now? Where are you going? I wrench out of Rod's grip. Where do you think? I turn and walk away. Rod does not attempt to answer me, or stop me rather. I always say answer. The last place I expect to find Emmeline is in the throne room. I'm much to my surprise to find her standing alone inside, staring up at the throne. Oh, when she turns to face me, she has a guilty expression on her face. Oh, I'm sorry. What was she apologizing for? I was very rude earlier, walking out on everyone at breakfast. Emmeline gazes back at the throne and sighs. I'm sure any other girl would be happy to have a ball. I mean, it's like something out of a fairy tale. But She sighs once again and looks down at her clasped hands. It all sounds so perfect in the fairy tales. 3 days is all it takes before everyone's found their true love. But I don't think that's how it works in real life, do you? Or do you, I guess, in like a rhetorical question. I have nothing to say in response when Emmeline turns her beseeching gaze at me. I don't know how am I supposed to marry someone I barely even know. Is this really what it means to be the crown princess? Is this precisely what you wanted? Excuse me? When your mother married the king, you became a princess. You went from rags to riches overnight. I cannot keep the bitterness from my voice when I speak. Your life is playing out like Cinderella's, is it not? Ironic. All you're missing are the glass slippers, and even then I'm sure the king could arrange for a pair. I cannot understand why you're so unhappy. Neither can I. Emmeline turns away from me to face the throne once more, and in the sun that streams through the windows I see something shining on her cheeks. Is she crying? I'm so ungrateful. Lucette, what will you do? What? If you were in my place, if you became crown princess overnight, would you go through with the ball? For the sake of Angel's tradition, for the sake of your role, I would never do so. I would never do anything so worthless. The king never brought up the subject with me. He most likely knew I would have refused. Emmeline suddenly pats her cheeks and turns to me, her eyes smile on her face. I could do some fresh air. And we go to my friend's shop in town. We have only just exited the throne room when Emmeline stopped short and I almost bumped into her back. Oh, Your Highness. What a pleasant... Sir Mithras abruptly stops to stare at me. Why is Sir Mithras looking at me so intently? Is something the matter, Sir Mithras? No, nothing at all, Your Highness. I'm just... amused. I think maybe he knows. He knows! Amused. Oh, you haven't met my new maid. This is Lucette. Lucette. There's something in Sir Mithras' gaze that I do not trust. The silence is stifling, so I curtsy at him. Sir. Charming. Sir Mithras turns his attention back to Emmeline. Where are you off to on this pleasant day? Oh, just off to visit a friend. Well, make sure to bring your guards with you, Princess. Of course. I wonder what's taking him so long. Emmeline decided to invite Rod to join us on our visit. One of the guards offered to get Rod for her, but he has still yet to return. Another stands with us by the gates, ready to escort us into town. Why does the king even keep these incompetent fools if they can't find a single person? Well, maybe we should go look for Rod. But then, what if he gets here as soon as we go searching for him? I sigh. I will go look for him. You can stay here. But you do not need to run errands for me. She has yet to ask me to do anything. What else do you think a maid even does? I look at her solemnly, not answering her. Finally, she relents. Oh, thank you, Lisette. I incline my head just slightly before walking off. I feel like a babysitter. I cannot believe I had to search for Rod. This is only slightly better than being dragged around by that broom. But it is better, so something. Gotta count your blessings, Lisette. Gotta count your blessings. I turn around the corner and nearly bump into someone. I take a few steps back just in time. Princess? I look up in shock. Frit's surprise mirrors my own. Where have you been? I've been looking for you everywhere. He pauses to stare at my clothing. Why are you wearing a maid's uniform? Fritz, you remember who I am? I would never forget you, Princess Lucette. But it does seem like I am the only one who remembers you. What is going on, Princess? Okay, so we have an ally. Fritz also remembers, but why? Is he a fairy or a witch, or maybe he's under the fairy tale curse as well? The only people who remember you are the witches, fairies, and... Fritz, are you... I stop when I hear the sound of approaching footsteps. Fritz turns at the sound and stoops low into a formal bow when he sees Rod. Your Highness. Rod's impassive face twists with annoyance when he sees me. Rod does not even acknowledge Fritz as he walks past him to stop in front of me. Shouldn't you be attending to my sister? I don't understand. Prince Rod, do you know why the princess is dressed like this? Rod is clearly just as surprised as I am that Fritz remembers me. You recognize her. You remember the princess too? I feel like Prince is pretty clueless in all this. Does he even know about the curse and everything? I don't know. But if you knew, why didn't you say anything when she first went missing? And can someone explain to me why she's attending the Princess Emmeline? This is... Fritz. I cut him off before he can ask any more questions. I feel Rod's gaze on my back as I turn to look at Fritz. No more questions. But Princess, right now I'm a palace maid. That's all you need to know. A what? It's a long story. I have no time to explain now, so do not ask. Fritz is clearly discontent. He seems to struggle for a few moments before he finally sighs and nods. Yes, Your Highness. Though it is nice to hear someone here speak my title, it will not do if Fritz calls me that on accident. It is just Lucette for now. But... I turn to face Rod. Emmeline's waiting. What? The guard cannot even deliver her message. Where are you going? Emmeline wants to visit her friend's shop in town, and she wants you to go with us, Rod. Town. Ordinarily, I would not mind Fritz joining us. But right now, he might just be unnecessary company. He may very well give me away. Rod barely wants to speak with me, when it's just the two of us. I doubt Fritz will make him more sociable. I am assuming that accompanying you is not an option at this point. Yes? Fritz looks down for a moment before looking at Rod. I'm sorry to ask this of you, Your Highness, but since she refuses to let me do so, please look after Princess Lucette in my place. Ridiculous, I do not need to be coddled. Even if I did, Rod couldn't care less if I'm hurt. I will do my best, Sir Fitzgerald. I cannot tell him if he's being genuine or not. Fritz bows to the both of us. Stay safe, Prince, Lucette. And you, Your Highness. Rod turns and begins to walk away without another word. Come on. Rod is silent as we make our way back to the palace gates. I'm still thinking about what he said to Fritz earlier. Why would Rod agree to Fritz's request? Because he just wanted him to leave? Maybe maybe they're in good terms, he's doing this for, Fritz, not for you, in particular. I don't know, something like that. I stare at Rod's back as he walks in front of me. Sometimes I cannot figure out what he's thinking. Rod, Lucette! Emmeline beams when she catches sight of us. Are you ready? Are you ready? No. Rod crosses his arms. He does not look very happy with his sister. Even though Rod is younger, I cannot help but think that he often sounds like the older of the two. I'm busy, Emmeline. I can't keep dropping everything whenever you want to leave the palace. I'm sorry, but I just really need some fresh air today. You can get plenty of fresh air on the palace grounds. I felt I needed to be off the palace grounds. Rod, Lucette, Emmeline, Emmeline's face drops as she looks down at the ground. Rod lets out an exasperated sigh before stepping inside the carriage. Come on, Rod. Just for an hour, okay? Thank you. Of course, they're like siblings. Even if he's hard on her, even though he's strict, he still cares. So I soon come to realize that it's easier to walk around town now that everyone has forgotten who I am. The atmosphere around town feels brighter. All of the spiteful stares are gone. Princess Emmeline. Oh, how are you doing? Is your wife feeling better? Emmeline has responded to most of the people who know her. She seems to know a good majority of the people in town. I hang back as Emmeline speaks with the man. The night escort hovers somewhere nearby, watching for disturbances. We are going to take longer than an hour if she continues like this. I'm not going to rush her. Don't you need to return to the past to continue whatever work it is that you were doing? Rod raises an eyebrow at me. I do have to get back to my studies, but my family always comes first. If this makes Emmeline happy, then I will gladly come with her to town. It's a small thing. Happy. I look more closely at Emmeline. She is smiling, but then she always smiles. I do not understand. She's more at ease talking to the townspeople sometimes because they do not judge her. Why would she have to worry about being judged? It is clear that everyone adores her. Emmeline takes the man's hand in hers as she wishes him well. Rod points out the gesture. See that? That's goodness. You can learn something from my sister, Lucette. Is goodness pretending to be interested in the lives of strangers? Emmeline eventually says her goodbyes before walking toward a familiar store. Now this is the toy store I visited with Emmeline and Rod before. I glance at Rod and notice the expression on his face. He seems conflicted. But why? But before I can ask, Rod marches in front of me and decisively pushes open the door. When I enter, Emmeline is already hugging the shopgirl, Viorica. Emmeline, you look as beautiful as ever. Oh please, I look the same. You, on the other hand. Emmeline steps back before nodding, a bright smile on her face. Being in love suits you. When is the wedding? Oh, the wedding? Wedding? She's already engaged. I catch a small movement out of the corner of my eyes and turn to glance at Rod. I notice his fingers clench into a fist before he quickly hides his hand behind his back. Though his expression is as impassive as always, I notice a tenseness in his shoulders. Maybe Rod was interested in this cute freckle girl, I don't know. This Amon and I haven't set a date yet, but it should be soon. Would you... Viorica trails off when she notices the rest of us. Oh, hello, Rod. Viorica? His tone is surprisingly static. Last time he was here, I was sure he sounded familiar. Or friendlier, rather. So what can I help you with, Emmeline? Looking for another doll? Another doll? But Emmeline's not interested in dolls. Oh no, I'm just here to see you. I can't stay for long since Rod has things to do. Not interested in dolls, and yet she keeps collecting dolls. Maybe she was the one giving us dolls in the first place. Anyway. Oh no, I'm just here to see you. I can't stay for long since Rod has things to do. Emmeline, I'll wait for you outside. Oh, okay. I know it is my job to follow Emmeline around, but I am not at all interested in hearing her talk to this girl. Does she even want me here? I mean, we can go outside, I guess talk to Rod, or we can stay with Emmeline, I don't know. Sure, let's stay with Emmeline, let's learn about our stepsister. Let's eavesdrop. Before I can decide what I want to do, Emmeline has turned to look at me with a smile. This is Lucette. She's just working as my personal maid today. Oh, it's not like you to make a maid follow you around. Emmeline's expression quickly becomes apologetic. Oh, I'm sorry, Lucette. I didn't realize I even asked if you wanted to come with us. I just expected you to tag along. Why is she apologizing? I meant to tend to her regardless of where she is, unless she dismisses me. I'm sure Lucette doesn't mind. It's such a beautiful day today, after all. Emmeline turns to me and smiles. You don't have to wait for me if you don't want to, Lucette. I won't be long. I only wanted to see Viorica for a bit. I haven't been able to see her as often since I moved. Well then, that's to be expected. Princesses shouldn't be associating with shop girls like me. Eureka has a point. Why does Emmeline insist on this? But you're my best friend. I'm still not accustomed to the fact that I can't just visit you every day. Those were good old days when we were still neighbors. I still live next to you if I could. Do you remember all those games of tag we used to play together when we were children? Remember how Rod always lost? The girls laughed together at the shared memory. I try not to roll my eyes. So they were all childhood friends. Are you sure there's nothing I can help you with? We all turn to the sound of the door chimes as a customer walks in. Excuse me. One moment. Viorica, was it Reka? Viorica? I don't know, Viorica turns to Emmeline with a guilty expression. All these names are kind of foreign to me. I'm not familiar with these names. I'm so sorry but I have to take this. Oh no, it's alright. I'll come to see you another time. I promise we can talk as long as we want next time. Emmeline smiles and hugs her friend in farewell. I follow closely behind Emmeline as she exits the shop. Rod pushes away from the wall that he'd been leaning against once he notices us leaving. Ready to go? Emmeline nods with a small smile. The two of us begin to make our way to the palace again. By the time we return to the palace, evening has fallen. I hope we're not late for dinner. The minute the carriage doors open, we are greeted by two familiar faces. Sir Alcaster and Sir Mithros stand before us. Alcaster, we've seen him mentioned before. Princess Emmeline, Prince Rod, I was on my way to look for you when Sir Mithros informed me of your whereabouts. He glares at the knight escort and the knight shrinks back. Sir Alcaster turns sharply to me afterwards, his eyes narrowed. Why is he looking at me like that? It was getting late and the queen was worried. I'm so sorry. Princess Emmeline, Prince Rod, it is almost time for dinner. Please let me escort you inside. Sir Mithros gestures for them to follow him. I am about to follow after them when Sir Alcaster suddenly moves to block my path. His eyes are cold. He opens his mouth to say something, but then closes it and shakes his head. You are dismissed, girl. You may go back to your quarters. But that is an order. His gaze is piercing. Even when I was the princess, I was not able to stand up to that gaze. Yes, sir. After dinner, I make my way back to the room assigned to me. As I walk down the hall, I notice Rod heading in my direction. Rod? He suddenly grabs my arm and pulls me away down the hall. Where are you taking me? Rod does not answer and just continues moving until we reach an unfamiliar door. What are you doing? It's weird. Rod cuts me off by placing a finger on my lips. He looks around warily before finally pulling me through the door with him. Okay, we're going to the dungeon. I don't know. This place. I've heard of this place before, but I've never seen it. Is this the secret passage that leads into town? Rod does not answer me. He simply keeps walking and I see no other option but to turn after him. How is it that you know this place? He still refuses to answer. Are you deaf? No, but I am mute. Rod suddenly stops and I bump into his back. I stumble back with a scowl. You ask too many questions. Because you refuse to answer any of them. I glare back at him until Rod makes an exasperated sound. Lady Parfait is the one who told me about this passage and makes sneaking out of the palace easier. Parfait? She did not give me an explanation as to how she knew of this place. There are only meant to be 2 copies of the key. The king has one and Sir Alcaster has one. Then why do you have a key? Don't tell me you stole it from the king. I'm not a thief. Lady Parfait also has a copy. She saw fit to provide me with a key for my own use. What? How does Parfait have a key to this place? You'll have to ask her that yourself. Okay. Once we step into town, I realize where it is that we're headed. We're going back to Martian. Laura is the first person we see as soon as we enter the Martian. Well, look what the cat dragged in. Laura, you. Rod's glare silences me. He steps forward and points back at me, gaze icy. She is not staying at the palace. What? Laura raises an eyebrow. Why is that? She works there now. I don't know what game you are playing, but will not be part of it. Excuse me, this is not a game. I do not want you meddling in my life as you meddle with hers. The room's temperature drops several degrees. Laura stares at Rod, her expression suddenly lacking any emotion. With all due respect, Your Highness, I do not want to meddle with your wallowing. But just because you do not wish to break your curse doesn't mean that others shouldn't want to either. You should be humble that our princess here thought you would be able to help her. Rod raises an eyebrow. Where is Lady Parfait? Of course you want to talk to Parfait because she puts things nicely. Fine, I'll fetch her for you. Laura curtsies as she sweeps out of the room. Rod sighs. He clearly looks irritated, but he doesn't put a voice to his agitation. Now that we're alone in an empty room, the silence is deafening. And so I ask him the question that has bothered me since we came here. Another choice? Why do you want me out of the palace? I mean, that's kind of obvious. But, what about why do you not break the curse? That's what I want to know. I do not need to explain myself to you. Do you even know how to break your curse? I do. So why are you not doing anything? It's none of your business. I do not realize the anger inside of me at first, and then I notice that my hands are fists, and that I'm shaking. You are angry at me for treating your family with unkindness, and yet you do not treat me with any respect or kindness either. Excuse me? I realize that this is the angriest I've felt in a long time, and mixed words fall out of my mouth. You are guilty of the same disrespect you hold me accountable for. We are both being cruel to family, aren't we? Rod's eyes are ablaze as he stalks towards me. He stops right in front of me, his mouth pressed into a firm line. As you are so fond of telling Emmeline, we do not share any blood. The only thing pulling us together is the king, and you do not share his morals. Morals, right? I don't know what I say morale. I say morals. Remember this, Lucette. You will never be part of my family, and I will never see you as a sister. Rod storms out of the reception area just as Delora enters. Sorry, looks like Parfait wasn't in. She pauses and gives me a wry smile. Oh, seems this partnership is going well. I throw my hands up in anger. He's infuriating. Not as helpful as you thought. I was surprised you were asking for his help in the first place. All I've been doing today is following around Emmeline, and he still finds reasons to snap at me. In his eyes, I can do nothing right, even though I'm making an honest effort to break my curse. Delora eyes me as she slides down into a chair. Has he told you anything about his curse? Only that he knows how to break it. Delora sighs. Boys can be so secretive about the silliest things. Rod has been aware of how to break his curse from the very beginning. Why hasn't he broken it? I have no idea. I think the only other person who knows the full terms and conditions of Rod's curse is Parfait. Parfait has known Rod for a while. You convinced him to keep coming to Martian even after he gave up on breaking his curse. Parfait also thinks that working with you will convince Rod to try to find another way to break his curse. Another way? Don't ask me, I don't know much about his curse either. But if you keep trying, you might convince Rod to talk. I doubt that very much. It seems that all I'm doing is convincing Rod that I do not deserve to break my own curse. Delora looks at me curiously for a few moments, then she grins. I have an idea. If it's another terrible idea, oh no, this one's much better. I'll just stick around with you. You know, watch out for you. What? Laura, watch out for me? I mean, that's what she's been doing as a doll. Hey, like that, right? I'm surprised when Delora suddenly stands before me in her doll form. Oh, there's no way you and Rod are gonna sort yourselves out without some kind of help, so I'll be tagging along. It's much easier when I'm travel-side. Why do I feel like she'll only make things worse? Come on then. Delora somehow manages to jump into the front pocket of my apron, which is thankfully large enough to fit her doll body. Let's go find us a prince and get ourselves back to the palace. Chapter 4. It has been more than a week since Rod and I returned to the Martian. He's been avoiding me ever since that day. Not that I have much to cause to be around each other nowadays. I'm constantly on my feet preparing for Emmeline's ball. This is ridiculous. Better to be busy than bored, princess. I stop for a moment to better balance the pile of fabrics that I am carrying. One of the maids has ordered me to bring this to a designated room so it can be sorted out. I'm being reduced to fetching and carrying. I've made no progress on accomplishing my first good deed. I doubt that simply following orders from the other maids will help me get my first a good deed. I feel a shuffling in my pocket, and then I notice Delora peeking her porcelain face out. Better to obey rather than disobey, at least. You're not going to get a good deed being stubborn. Anyway, you've got to put yourself out there a bit more, princess. You can't just do whatever is convenient for you. That's not good. Delora has been no help at all. Wait, I recognize this place. Is this where your room is? I stop in front of the door to my old bedroom. Ever since I came here, I've been ignoring this room, not wanting to see what the king did to it during my absence. Do you not want to go in? Why should I? It's not as if it's my room anymore. Oh, you're no fun. Aren't you curious about how it's changed? I would be lying if I said it wasn't. I guess a little peek would not hurt. I step into the room and close the door behind me. It's like stepping into the past. The room is exactly as I left it. It seems completely untouched. Moments later, Delora is standing before me in her human form. Well, looks like someone's been dusting in here. Strange, considering no one should remember who this room even belongs to. Well, I mean, there's two people. There's Rod, and there's our personal knight, right? Fritz. I mean, maybe Fritz? I mean, Fritz would be like a prime candidate of keeping this room, you know, tidy, you know? I glance around, eyes wide. Well, everything looks the same. I put the fabrics I'm carrying down my bed and make my way to the shelf where my dolls are displayed. My eyes pause on a specific doll. Okay. You know, he likes these dolls, but they're kind of creepy? I don't know. This one was not here before. Delora raises an eyebrow. Maybe you just don't remember that one because she wasn't very memorable. You do have a lot of dolls, after all. No, I know each of my dolls by name. This one is definitely new. It looks very similar to the dolls I saw at Viorico's shop. I quickly turn the sound of the doorknob. My eyes move to Delora, but she's already turned into a doll and tucked herself into a corner of a shelf with the rest of my dolls. Emmeline stands in the doorway, eyeing me curiously. Well, I mean, yeah, maybe it's just Emmeline's room now? I don't know, that would make sense. Lucette, what are you doing here? I made a mistake and thought I was supposed to bring these fabrics here. Hope she does not see from my lie. Emmeline shakes her head, smiling. Oh, it is not your fault, Lucette. You're still getting used to the palace and its many rooms. I got lost here all the time when I first arrived, too. This room is interesting, though. Father expressly ordered that it be kept clean but otherwise undisturbed. Why would he say that? Okay, maybe it really is the king that's keeping it clean, but I guess he doesn't know why, he's just doing it. He won't say why, but apparently this room is very special to him. Maybe it belonged to someone he cherished. Cherished? Joke. Still, I cannot help but feel hope at her suggestion. I don't think Father would like either of us being here. We should leave soon. I only came here to put a ribbon on one of the dolls. One of the dolls? Yes, I put one of my dolls here. He walks past me to pick up the doll I did not recognize. I brought this. I know Emmeline always visited Viorica, but I did not think she liked dolls. She always preferred receiving and buying books, so why does she have this doll? You like dolls? Well, I mean, I don't mind them, but I don't usually buy them for myself, no. Why did you buy this one? Emmeline looks at the doll with a sad smile and shakes her head. I'm not sure. I brought it as a gift, I remember that much. I was going to give it to someone who liked dolls, someone I wanted to befriend. I don't know why, but it feels right to leave the doll here until I can remember whom I was meant to give it to. Emmeline is silent for a moment before she turns to me with a bright smile. Yeah, what's up, Amethyst? Amethyst. I know you have a delivery to make, but could you come with me to the palace entrance first? Mother is still busy talking with the cook, so the fabrics can wait. I resist the urge to glare at her. But she better not be dragging me around to do yet more errands. I'm expecting a delivery and might need your help. I thought so. I have no choice but to nod. Of course,